Are you looking for the best gaming 4K monitor? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best gaming 4K monitor on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Benq SW321C 32-inch 4K UHD IPS monitor. The Benq SW321C is unashamedly geared toward photographers. It has a wide gamut performance, with 99% Adobe RGB and paper color sync to maximize consistency with printed output. The monitor comes with Benq's hotkey puck. This is a wired remote that allows you to easily adjust settings without messing about with fiddly buttons on the monitor itself. The glare shield hood will also help you get the best from the display whatever the ambient lighting. You'll get a lot of solid, reliable, and dependable performance from the SW321C. It should appeal to photographers and videographers alike. Hardware calibration, which works irrespective of graphics card capabilities, ensures greater accuracy. The Benq SW321C provides reliable, consistent, and easy performance for photo and video editors. And it does this very effectively. Number 2. Gigabyte M32U32. The Gigabyte M32U32 monitor is a good compromise if you want to edit photos and indulge in some gaming. It's not a hardcore gaming display, but it performs well enough to be perfectly usable. The 144Hz refresh rate can be overclocked to 160Hz. But if you use adaptive sync, you lose that at a faster speed. Color calibration seems accurate right out of the box. The on-screen menus allow for plenty of adjustment to meet your needs. The stand is not as versatile as the Philips. You get just over 4 inches, 10 centimeters of height adjustment, and it tilts from -5 to 20 degrees. But there's no swivel and you can't choose portrait orientation. The curved screen brings everything into focus nicely. And it won't strain the eyes so much. The contrast of this monitor is very good with rich, dark blacks. The only weak point here is that these are less impressive with the HDR engaged. Overall, the Gigabyte M32U32 monitor is an impressive display. It will serve you well as an editing monitor and allow you to kick back and play some games at the end of the day. Number 3. Dell S2721QS 27-inch 4K UHD curved IPS monitor, 3840 by 2160. The Dell S2721QS is starting to show its age a little bit. There's no USB-C port, but there are 2 HDMI ports. And it does allow the simultaneous display of 2 computers via DisplayPort connections. There are other strengths too. The stand is versatile, offering tilt adjustment from -5 to 21 degrees, swivel, and up to 5.5 inches, 14 centimeters of height adjustment. And you get the option to turn it into a vertical monitor. That's impressive at this price. How does the display perform? Well, with a 60Hz refresh rate, you're not going to find gamers lining up for this. But the brightness is good and contrast is more than enough to keep most photo editors happy. If you have a little more space on your desk, then you might want to consider the bigger 32 variant of this Dell 4K display. Number 4. Samsung 32-inch Odyssey Neo G8 4K UHD. The Samsung 32 Odyssey Neo G8 4K monitor delivers excellent brightness and contrast, but at a price. It has a set of features that makes it a good choice for both creatives and gamers. The 240Hz refresh rate is attractive for gamers. The HDR capability and brightness will appeal to both gamers and photographers. The excellent greater than 80% coverage of DCI-P3 gamut is probably of most interest to photographers. The refresh rate is adjustable. So if you're mainly editing photos, you might want to save on processing power if you don't need that speed. This is not a gently curved monitor. Its circle radius is just 39 inches, 1 meter, so it makes quite a statement on your desktop. The stand allows 4.75 12 centimeters of height adjustment and -9 to 13 degrees of tilt. As you'd expect of a monitor at this price, you can choose portrait orientation. Although I feel it looks a little weird with the curve when it is vertical. So, the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8 is a fully spec'd, impressive piece of hardware. It will serve well across a range of uses. And videographers especially will appreciate its speed, sharpness, brightness, and contrast. Number 5. LG 32UN880B 32-inch 4K UHD IPS monitor, 3840 by 2160. The LG 32UN880B is an IPS monitor with 4K and HDR at an affordable price. One of its most useful features is the desk clamp stand. It doesn't just reduce the display's footprint. It behaves more like an aftermarket monitor arm. You can rotate or offset the monitor, making it easy to show your work to colleagues. The stand is a really well thought out piece of kit. It is easy to position it well. There is more than 5 inches 13 centimeters of height adjustment and 6.25 inches 18 centimeters of front-to-back movement. Plus, you can rotate it 280 degrees, tilt it from -25 to 25 degrees, and rotate it to portrait orientation. Finally, it has a concealed channel for your cables. It is a really neat, literally, solution. The visual performance is nothing to sneeze at either. The 350 nits brightness won't excite gamers. But then at 60 Hz, they won't be too interested anyway. What will interest photographers, though, is the decent HDR and impressive color fidelity. There's lots to like about the LG 32UN880B. At the price, it has great performance and is reassuringly well made.